To mount a machine gun on a UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle, one of the biggest problems is the recoil of the machine gun. Traditional recoilless rifles have ventories near the breech of the gun. Ventories are essentially rocket motors. The casing that holds the propellant charge has blowout plugs. When the gun is fired, the propellant is ignited, the blowout plugs blow out, and the gases, a significant amount of the propellant, goes out through the ventories, the rocket motors, and the thrust from those rocket motors balances the force necessary to accelerate the shell down the barrel. And that produces a gun of minimal recoil, if not zero recoil. There is another design of recoilless rifle. That is one that has a port in the barrel ahead of the position of the shell. When the shell moves down the barrel, propellant gases travel down through the port into a cylinder. At the back of the cylinder is again a venturi, a rocket motor. And that again produces a thrust that balances the acceleration of the shell down the barrel. The most common design of machine gun has a tube underneath the barrel with, again, a port in the barrel. Inside the tube, there is a rod. It is the operating rod. When the bullet passes the port, the exhaust gases enter the tube, push back on the rod opens the breech, ejects the cartridge, and then loads another bullet, another round of ammunition. Typically, a recoilless rifle requires something on the order of 3 times the amount of propellant as a conventional round of ammunition. For a machine gun, that would mean a very large cartridge case. Extracting those cartridge cases is much more likely to result in a malfunction or a jam. Another option is to use a plastic case. So you might have a bronze cap at the end, which seals the barrel, and then in front of it you have plastic containing the propellant. Ideally, you want the plastic to turn into carbon dioxide, to go through an entire combustion process. If you have molten plastic going down the barrel, it can deposit inside the barrel, and that can again cause malfunctions. In order to turn a conventional machine gun into a recoilless weapon, it is difficult to mount the venturi and the cylinder. Underneath the barrel, there is the operating tube and the operating rod that operates the whole mechanism. On top, you have a feed for bullets for the ammunition. You also need mounting brackets to hold it in place. There really isn't a good place to put a venturi. There is an alternative design of machine gun developed by Hechler and Koch back in World War II. It's a German company. Their design is based upon the concept of Newton's balls. Newton's balls are the 5 balls hanging together. You swing one ball up, it hits the ball at the other end swings loose. The energy and the momentum is transferred through the ball at the end, and it's transferred back and forth. The Hechler and Koch mechanism has a carrier, the front end of which has a breech seal. In back of that breech seal are 2 cylinders that move sideways and lock into the frame of the gun, holding everything in place. In back of the cylinders, there is a locking piece. When the gun is fired, momentum is transferred through the seal at the breech into the locking piece. And again, like Newton's balls, the locking piece moves back. When it does, the cylinders move in, and the entire carrier assembly with the breech seal moves back, ejects a cartridge, and then loads another round of ammunition. This provides a fairly convenient way if you want to have a recoilless mechanism. You can put the vent, the port in the barrel, and the cylinder with the venturi mounted underneath the gun because you don't have the operating rod. And again, this design can be mounted relatively easily on a UAV if that is what one wants to do.